Hello everyone. Before we start with our group presentation, let's play a quick motivational activity, which is fill in the blanks to start our presentation.
Okay, so here is the challenge. The rules are simple. I'll show you a sentence on the screen with a key concept missing, and you have a few seconds to figure out the answer.
Morning, everyone. We are the group three, and our topic is the principle of effective speech writing, audience profile, logical organization, and duration. So, we first discuss audience profile. Audience profile contains important details about the audience that help the speaker understand who they are. So, in totality, audience profile discusses about what are the traits or important details that the audience have to help you build your own speech and to make sure that the speech that you made is something that the audience will easily understand.
For this slide, um, when preparing to deliver a speech, one of the most important steps is analyzing your audience. Audience analysis helps the speaker understand who they are addressing, which allows the message to be more effective and engaging. To begin, it is important to ask the key questions such as who the audience members, what do they already know about the topic, and what do they still need to know about the topic. These questions guides the speaker in determining the level of information that should be included in the speech. For instance, the audience is already familiar with the topic. The speaker may focus on presenting deeper insights or new perspective. On the other hand, if the audience know very little, the speaker must provide more background information and explorations. Another important aspect is to consider the audience attitude and opinions, also their expectations. Understanding how the audience feels about the topic can help the speaker choose the right tone, examples, and words to use. Likewise, knowing their expectations allow the speaker to meet or even exceed with the audience hope to gain from the presentation. That's all for the analyzing an audience.
Audience profile helps the speaker itself to carefully make an speech that is tailor fit to the audience, meaning to say it is something that is consist of the words that the audience will be easily understand. An example is if your audience are nursery students, you should use general or basic language that they will be able to understand. That is all for audience profile.
Good morning, everybody. This is the logical organization. A logical organization states that speech must flow at a certain rate to communicate properly. It helps move the speech smoothly. Overall, it is the arrangement of the speech so that it will be clear and coherent to your audience. It has three types: introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction is the first part of the speech. It is used to present the main idea, provide the foundation of the speech, and hook the audience. It is about 10 to 15% of the speech. According to Wrench 2012, there are 5 functions of a good introduction. Number 1, to gain audience attention and interest. You can do this by either telling a compelling storyline, giving a striking statistics, or giving a thought-provoking question. Number 2, to state the purpose of your speech. You can do this by stating why you are doing your speech. Number 3, to establish your credibility. You can do this by presenting your expertise or like your knowledge about the topic. And also by giving sources so that your information can be known as accurate. Number 4, provide reasons for your audience to listen. Number 5, to preview the main idea of your speech to prevent confusion among the audience. Body elaborates the main idea. It gives definition, examples, and information. It adds more to what we have first presented, the introduction. It has patterns that is used to organize the speech. Categorical and topical. Creates the categories of information to support the main idea. It is the most common pattern. And like this is branches of biology. For example, it has entomology, zoology, and so on. Comparison and contrast. It is used to compare contrasted ideas and subjects by seeing 2-point similarities and differences. An example of this, let's say I am speaking about Filipino traditions and I compare sinigang to adobo. Sinigang is more sour while adobo is more salty, but both of them are some of the most favorite Filipino cuisines. Spatial, organize information by its physical space in order. It's suitable to use when the topic is oriented to several locations. It is not commonly used. An example of this could be when we're talking about food. Japan is commonly known for its sushi. Korea for kimchi. Philippines for adobo, and so on. Chronological. Information is presented in a historical or time order. It is best applied to give narrative in which the event is occurred. An example of this is when we're speaking about the wartime or what happened in with the comfort ladies and such.
Now, taking over this part of the presentation would be me, Anton Carl Ibn Emerito. Good morning. Number 5, biographical. This pattern of logical organization is usually employed when you want to describe a person's life, their whole story. For example, would be a speech about Dr. Jose Rizal's life from his childhood in Calamba, Laguna, then his education in Europe, to his role in the inspiring of the Philippine Revolution, and then his late execution in Bagong Bayan. Number 6, causal. This pattern is used to explain cause and effect relationship. When you use a causal speech pattern, your speech will have 2 main points, the cause and then your effect. For example, is a speech explaining how pollution causes climate change. First, discussing the cause, which is the burning of fossil fuels, etc. And then the effect, which is the global warming, and then the extreme weather. Number 7, problem, cause, solution. Now, unlike the causal, which you highlight the cause and effect, you focus with, in problem, cause, solution, you focus with the problem, the cause, and then you also give your highlights or your solution to the problem. So in this pattern, you will describe a problem, as I have said, and then identify what you believe is causing the problem, and then recommend a solution, which comes nearly at the end of your speech or in your conclusion. Now, for example of a problem cause solution, a speech about plastic waste in the oceans, describing the problem, which is marine pollution, identifying the cause, which is the improper waste disposal of plastics and waste, and proposing a solution, promoting recycling and banning single-use plastics. Now, to number 8 and the last logical organization type, which is psychological. In this pattern, it follows in a point A that leads to point B and then point B leading to point C. This speech format is often used in persuasive speeches when you want to make the audience believe on what you want them, on what you believe or what your stance is. For example, a persuasive speech on healthy living. Example explaining that regular exercise, which is point A, improves the mental health, which is point B, and which in turn leads to higher productivity, which is point C. Now, moving on to the conclusion, which the whole point of a conclusion is to gather all your thoughts from introduction to body and then reiterate it and then summarize the whole speech. According to Tandock 2016, the conclusion functions as the summarizer of the entire speech. The conclusion has to be written using different strategies. But the main point here always with a conclusion is that you must end with an impact. Because the point of a speech is to give your idea, speak your thought, and to also capture your audience. And when you end with an impact, you also allow your audience to think clearly or think more about the topic that you have just presented. Now, how do you end with an impact? Here are the following ways to end with an impact. Through ending the speech with thought-provoking questions, through humor, through quotations, a call for action, and then to connecting your speech to a larger context. Now, for thought-provoking questions, these are good when you want you to leave your audience thinking about your topic. For example, if your topic is about bullying, you would ask them in the end of your speech, when does it end? This will be left thinking, where does it end? Where does bullying end? Now, through humor, this could be used as a way to lighten the mood when you have pointed out major details in your speech. Quotation would be like, for quotation naman, you could also use quotation as a way to reference someone from the past about their point of your speech. And then for a call for action, this would be for when you want to gather your audience to stand up for what's right. For example, a speech about the corruption in the government, into which in the end of your speech, you say that you want corruption to end. Therefore, you're calling your fellow citizens to stand up with you against corruption. And now lastly, a connection to a larger context. Now, connecting to a larger context would be, for example, if your speech is about a minor problem, or let's say this problem is about waste disposal, then connecting that your speech that if without proper waste disposal, this could lead to bad things or greatly disastrous things, which is climate change, global warming. Basically, in conclusion, all you want is to re-summarize your entire point, your entire speech, and then always end with an impact. That is all.
So next is we have duration. Duration refers to the total length of your speech. So that means if your speech is long, that means the duration is also long. Or if your speech is short, that means the duration is short. So having an organized structure, the introduction, body, and conclusion can help you manage your time effectively. So it's important that we have our speech organized so it can help you to know what you're going to say next, so you don't run out of time or forget something. For example, sauna lasts between 1 or several hours. A sauna should be long so that they have a lot of time to deliver information to the people or the audience. And another example is a toast speech is always short. during important occasions. So our toe speech should be short so to ensure that our audience won't get bored. So next, duration is an important factor that influences audience engagement and retention. That's why, according to Gray Grant 2017, our speech should only be 20 minutes long or less so we can hold our audience attention. Example, TED Talks. TED Talks is only about 18 minutes long. They said because so that they can keep their audience entertained and attentive.
Good day, everyone. My name is Darren P. Dumashan, and today we're going to talk about the importance of duration in speech. Maintaining flow within the body is crucial for clarity. Use transition phrases and thematic hits to connect each argument seamlessly, guiding the audience through your narrative. Now, duration. Duration is just a fancy word that means how long something lasts. So when we talk about the duration of a speech, we're talking about how much time you take in saying the things that you want to say. You might wonder, why does that matter? Well, the duration of your speech can make a big difference in your audience. If your speech is too short, you might not have enough time to explain your ideas clearly. It's like telling a story, but keeping out the best part. But if your speech is too long, your audience might get bored and start thinking about something else, like what's for lunch. That's why having the right duration is so important. It helps you share all your ideas clearly while still keeping people interested in paying attention.
For that wonderful explanation. Next one, duration. Duration refers to the length of a time speech taken from a beginning to an end. And it's one of the most important principles in speech because it directly affects how the audience can understand and focus your message. When a speech is too long, your audience might start to lose attention or forget your earlier points. On the other hand, if it's too short, your ideas or speech may feel rushed or incomplete. That's why having a right duration is all about balancing, giving them enough time to explain your points clearly without overwhelming your audience with information. A well-timed speech allows the speaker to organize their thoughts properly, introducing the topic, explaining key points, supporting them with examples, and then ending with a strong conclusion. This helps audience follow the ideas of your speech.